way. That is our Artist Spotlight of the Week. Go out to our website, www.avradio.org, and go to the Artist Spotlight page. You can read their bio. If you click on their photograph, it will take you to their site and let them know that you heard them on American Veterans Radio. Now, we are excited. AVR is excited, and I got to admit, I am too. Let me kind of lead into this a little bit. Desert Dragon, our Artist Spotlight of the Week, is an award-winning band from Los Angeles, California, formed by the guitarist Greg Patnode, who is actually right here with me, and he also wrote and produced the self-titled debut album named Desert Dragon. And I have to ask him once we get on, but it is compared to the likes of Pink Floyd and Queensryche. Greg Patnode, how are you, sir?
How you doing?
Man, doing well because you're hanging out with us. Thank you so much for taking your time to hang out. And this is live, just to give you a heads up, to 177 countries around the world. So
great. It's a pleasure to be on the Veterans Channel. It's a pleasure to be here. I have actually my family and my wife's family. A lot of those guys have been in the military, and I totally support whatever the military does. I mean, it's they're really the unsung heroes, you know.
Yeah, by far. You're definitely preaching to the choir here. Let me give you just a little bit of rundown, because I didn't get a chance to do that. And like I said, we're just talking to the world, but no big deal. We started off strictly for our vets, and we still have 30 to 40% of our listenership is vet or vet related. However, thanks to our great listeners, we're out to 177 countries, all 7 continents, all U.S. states and territories. And it's all because of word of mouth and great music, such as Desert Dragon. So thank you, guys.
Yeah, excellent. Very cool.
Now, I have to say this. How does it feel? Now, you wrote it, you produced it. How does it feel to be compared to the likes of Pink Floyd and Queensryche?
Well, didn't really kind of start out being like that, but obviously those guys are a big influence for me in my writing. I just start, writing a song, and, it might sound like this or that. I mean, our stuff, I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing, but I'd like to think it would be a good thing. It sounds, the songs sound a bit different apart. There are certain styles, I guess, we have more of in the writings of the band. But yeah, I write a majority of the stuff. I get some help elsewhere sometimes from some of the other guys. But I do the majority of the stuff. But on the last EP we did, Desolation, that was actually produced by Ron Nevison. He's a real famous producer. He's, without name dropping, is like, basically, well, I guess what you say, a couple like Bad Company, and engineered for Led Zeppelin, did Quadrophenia. I mean, just tons of Heart, Ozzy Osbourne, tons of big bands, and it was really neat to work with, and hear the stories, from the other bands that I've always, I've been a big fan of. But yeah, it's really really cool working with them, and just basically it feels really good to be compared to some of the people I've always been a fan of since I was a kid.
Well, yeah, I would just to say the least. Now, I also have to ask you this, and I say this quite often when I'm on air. You always hear, quote unquote, "Oh, they just come out of the blue, and all of a sudden they're popular now." And no, we all know the fact that no, that's not the case. 90% of the time, people bust their ass for years and never get any attention. And then finally, they come out, and you guys have been out for a long time. Now, where I'm going with that question is with your debut album. It says, and I quote, your debut album was recorded in different parts of Los Angeles, but it was from 2007 to 2010, and you didn't release it until December of 2010. I have to ask, because, I'm curious, A, why did it take so long? Or two, was it purposely that long?
Well, it wasn't on purpose. It was really trying to go pretty much, as fast as it would take me, but it's just on the logistics of everything. And a lot of times, I hear it, and I go, well, that's not right, or that's not right. And there's a lot of stuff, redone, to try to get it as close as to as what, what I hear in my mind, what it should sound like, and what it actually, how it sounds on the CD. So, a bit of that, and, then there's a lot of alternate songs that I do, and that they don't quite make it to the CD. And there's a lot of, Pink Floyd or bands like, the old band Boss and stuff. I mean, they didn't, or even like Jeff Beck or people like that, they're big hero of. Basically, it takes those guys a long time, too. It just, I guess anything, good takes a long time,
Yeah,
so.
And I do. Now, I'm going to ask you a question because, like you said, anything that's worthwhile is worth, doing right. And that's saying my opinion as well. So it took you 3 years to do that album. But also with that...
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go, please.
Yeah, basically, it's just that, and also, too, just basically doing this, by the seat of my pants and not really getting any labels or anything, chipping in on this or anything, just trying to doing it, hopefully at one point that'll come. So if there's anyone out there that's a head of a label A&R or whatever, or manager, booking agents, go on the website, check our the numbers on there, give us a call. All the more the merrier.
All right, let me, now you just made me, and I told you off air that, I'd only follow up on questions, but that made me think of something. Now, there is an element, if you will, in the indie artist realm, or genre, or however you want to say it, that they are actually going away from recording artists because, and here's my logic on that, is because once they do get into that, they get into the big business and they kind of lose control. And from what I'm seeing, you've basically been, and I quote, Rockwire magazine, the man behind the curtain. So, I mean, how do you feel? I mean, I know you need it. I mean, we are a volunteer radio station. All of our music is done by donation. So I kind of get that aspect of it, right? But the fact is, I understand you need the funds, but are you really willing to give up your independence to do that? And, and I don't know if that's a fair question. I'm just asking.
Yeah, well, it's just, music's obviously my love. Since I started guitar when I was probably 7 or 8 years old, my grandfather rented me an acoustic guitar, and I had lessons and what have you. And I just wanted to write some stuff that was kind of, I guess, maybe a little bit old school, with a new, maybe a little bit of a new edge twist to it. But I think a lot of stuff out there just lacks the real emotion and groove to what really, I think, what rock and roll really is all about. And hopefully we brought a little bit of that, back to life.
Well, I know you were preparing for the interview, but I've been all week long saying, and I try not to curse, as they would say, too much on the radio, but I said, you guys are a badass rock band, and I love it. Excellent,
I appreciate that.
I'm just to give you kind of a heads up, I'm going to be 52, so I kind of miss that, what I call traditional rock and roll. And you guys, to me, you're a badass rock band. Now, with that being said, I'm going to have to ask you this, because it says in your bio that, in the beginning you kind of focused on your blues to hard rock, and then now psychedelia. How's that transition? I mean, how's that going, and how did it happen?
Well, it pretty much doesn't transition, but I just love that the different styles of music, and I think even bands like Led Zeppelin and even Joe Satriani, that guy's a great guitar player, and that do writing that has different influences from different people, and it makes you jump from one song to the next, and it makes it, different. It's different than the last, and it's just it's more interesting, I think, to the listener to mix it up a little bit. So I mean, we do we have psychedelia type stuff that we do, and we love southern blues type stuff, southern rock. I like some Middle Eastern stuff is very cool. A couple 3 years ago, I got to actually play with some of the locals in Morocco, in Marrakesh, basically in the same centers where Led Zeppelin did a concert, and that was really cool.
That had to be kind of surreal, wasn't it?
Oh, it's amazing the people over there. I guess for the majority part of it, that really love us and just love Americans and the music, and a lot of people come over and try to get take pictures. I go, they know who I am. They know I'm an American. They love the whole American deal. For the most part. But yeah, just all the different influences I like to try to put out there that I've dug over the years, and hopefully bring a little bit of that back.
And by the way, I mentioned Rockwired magazine. Congratulations on that. Very, very nice article there.
Very, very cool interview, and the magazine's great. So yeah, definitely check those guys out.
Okay, now, what do you guys have planned in the future? What I mean by that, not musically or anything, but what do you see, Greg, as 5 years from now? Where is Desert Dragon going to be?
Well, hopefully we're going to be, we're trying to set up a tour right now going down towards South by Southwest. Hopefully that's going to happen. It's coming up pretty quick here. And hopefully that happens, and we're going to hopefully do some touring over in Europe as well. That's on the agenda as well. And some more recording. We've got 8 new songs that we've got pretty much done, probably middle of the summer, probably be released. And we actually have one song. It's called Call an Angel, that we're going to be putting out, and it's basically about a soldier, being a hero, and that dies in combat, and the family is definitely obviously mourning and everything. And it was a big write-up in the paper. I read it on the internet, and it's like, oh wow, this is just really sad, but in a good way. I mean, the person was a real hero, and this is something cool to write about. So that's hopefully you guys will be able to get to check that song out. And then we have another one, basically, letting people know that hey, you got to get out there and speak your mind wherever you think, as far as politically, what you're feeling. Don't let the government walk all over you. Let your voice be heard, and because if not, people will make up your mind for you. So that's another song that's going to be.
Oh man, I already like you by just saying that. I'm very political off the radio. Okay, I'll just put it that way. But
yeah,
because I'm with you.
I mean, I've got different things going politically, different ways and stuff on different issues or whatever. But as long as people, let their voice be heard, I mean, the soldiers that go out there and fight for us, we fight so we have the freedom to do that. And if you don't do that, well, I think you're kind of letting the guys down, and that kind of sucks. So, do yourself a favor, get out there and see what's going on, and see if you can make a change.
Hey, Greg, where can people go out and purchase music from Desert Dragon?
We're on iTunes, and we're on Amazon. We're on CD Baby, and if you want to check out some stuff that we have, you can go to desertdragon.info. That's our website, and we're also on Reverberation, Desert Dragon Band on Facebook, MySpace. I believe there's a place there, and Sonic Bids, I think there's one there as well, and Twitter. So we can be found all over the place, and hopefully we'll build whoever's listening now, we'll build get a gig going in your neck of the woods, and be able to hear us live. I think you guys would enjoy it.
Well, actually, we would love to hear you live, and Ashley will actually bring the studio to you. We have a mobile studio as well, so we would love to have you here. I'm actually in north central Indiana, but we have DJs and people behind the scenes all over the world, literally. So, yeah,
cool.
You're over this way, this part of the country. Please let us know. And by the way, with your new songs and that, Doug Deutsch, Doug, I hope you're listening. Doug and I have been working together for many years right now. And, you guys together, bring on the music, man. We will play it. This is an open forum for you. And I want to tell you something. You just really kind of touched me, Greg, with that story behind the vets, because, you're preaching to the choir. I get it, with me at least. I'm a vet as well. But the fact is, and I don't want to get political because, like I said, I can be very political. But the thing about it is, if we all just remember, our vets are paid a pittance, as I call it, to go out and lay their lives on the line. And they deserve much better than what they get, in my opinion. So
much better. When
you have, the tribute song you're going to say about, talking about our troops, you're only touching my heart and many millions other. Greg, thank you so much for hanging out with me and, more importantly, our listeners at American Veterans Radio. And please, you have an open invitation to come back any time you guys want to.
Wow, I'm really proud to be heard by all the veterans. Like I say, my dad, my stepdad, my wife's father and brothers were all in the military, and I myself, I wasn't, but I basically probably couldn't kill a fly, but I might be able to kill one. I might be able to kill one with my guitar, though. I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, please go out to our website, www.evradio.org, and go to our artist spotlight, and you will find the bio of Desert Dragon. You can also find them, just as Greg was telling you, and also they're on Facebook. Just let them know you heard them on American Veterans Radio. Once again, open invitation. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get out of here. Well, I'm not going anywhere, but we're going to fade away from the interview with Desert Dragon and one of their great songs, Darkness Shines. Greg, once again, thank you so much for hanging out with me on American Veterans Radio.